Between the time when the oceans drank Atlantis and the rise of the sons of Arias, there was an age undreamed of. And unto this, some bastards, destined to ruin their GM's perfectly fine adventure for no good reason whatsoever. It is I, their chronicler, who alone can tell you of their saga. Let me tell you of the days of high adventure and murder. Welcome to Bastard Quest. I'm your game crom. Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
Austin.
Yeah, we're playing Conan.
Based on the popular film starring Jason Momoa. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually, when you said we were going to play this, started watching that Conan.
Did you?
I'd never seen it. I've seen the Schwarzenegger one several times, but man, is it dumb.
It's not good. I saw it years ago.
My favorite shit is, there's like a prologue, and then they introduce Conan in the womb, bad CGI baby.
Oh my God.
And in the womb, a sword enters and goes right past his head because his mother's getting stabbed.
Jesus.
Yes.
It's amazing. And
Nice.
Jason Momoa is terrible. Like, he plays the same character. He's very like surfer bro, kind of.
Yeah.
It reminded me of like if there was such a thing as the Red Hot Chili Peppers of barbarian movies. There's so many goatees.
And they all wear socks on their
Board
dicks.
shorts,
I totally forgotten everything about that movie.
I didn't finish it, but it was goof.
It's weird that Momoa gives off such a surfer bro vibe, though, because isn't he like from Iowa or Nebraska or some shit?
Probably.
Yeah.
New Hampshire. So I believe this is based on the
Books.
I think that's the property license.
It's Bryce Dallas Howard, author.
Or Robert E. Howard. Could go either way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is the Conan, I believe the game is Conan Adventure in an Age Undreamed Of, a 2D20 system from Modiphius. This is the third Modiphius product we've played on the podcast, third 2D20 system.
We're way into Modiphius.
Yeah.
Yeah, the system's pretty rad. I think Conan, I may be wrong about this, was the first 2D20 game to come out. Because it has been out for a number of years.
Oh, okay.
I mean, chronologically, it makes sense. Conan was before.
It should have come out like 10,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So, in case you don't know much about Conan, the original short stories were written by a man named Robert E. Howard, who is a famously racist Texan.
We play a lot of games.
Is there any other kind?
Yeah. We play a lot of games written by racist people.
Turns out, I've noticed the trend, right? Howard's stuff came out in the 30s and 40s and has endured in popularity. He wrote about the Hyborian Age and Conan. It's this mythical, prehistorical civilization that occurred sometime in the unrecorded history of man, 50,000 years ago, 100,000. I don't think there's ever indicated when.
So, Howard was a contemporary of H.P. Lovecraft.
Yes.
Both in literature and racism.
Actually, the Conan stories do have elements of Lovecraftian mythos in them.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wasn't he kind of crazy too? Didn't he like think Conan was speaking to him? I remember hearing something about that.
No, I think his words are taken out of context.
Oh, okay.
There is an interview where he talks about how he didn't invent Conan. Conan just marched into his brain full force, and that was just a way of describing his writing process. He was not
just him being a cock.
He did have some definite mental illnesses.
Racism.
Well, other than racism, he committed suicide pretty early in life. I don't think he lived much past 30.
There is actually, I can't remember the name of it, and it's been a while since it came out, but there's actually a movie based on his life where he's played by Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh,
gotcha.
Okay.
Yep.
His means of suicide was he cut off his own head.
And held it up. Yeah.
So we're going to play Conan. The adventure we're actually playing is Modiphius did a product for free RPG Day. It's basically a Conan quick start set of some basic rules, and the adventure called The Pit of Cthulhu.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So
I love Conan. Yeah.
You love Conan and?
Yeah.
I read some of my dad's books. There were a couple of Conan books buried in all the Louis L'Amour, and I got to read some of those books. I actually remember those better than I remember the Schwarzenegger movie.
Our dads read very different books. I would find my dad's books in a paper bag behind his dresser.
Is that where he kept his Conan? So, Corey, who are you playing?
I'm playing Kellen, and he is a barbarian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he Sumerian? Is that specifically
Yes,
called out
he
in
is
this
from
character sheet?
Samaria, yes. I mean, he's a pretty typical barbarian. He's dumb as a rock,
Got a sword?
strong, battle axe, actually, and a mace.
Yeah.
He was actually sold into slavery at some point, and he met Austin's character there and their friends.
Oh, okay. Austin, who is your character?
My character is Matanga Nadia. It's a pirate. How are you?
Okay.
Fine.
What does he do well?
Many things.
Oh,
Actually, not many. I mean,
here we go.
he's my highest skill level is awareness, but he does have a saber, and one of his attacks is a steely glare.
You can.
Kellen has that too.
Yeah, everybody should
We
be
lock eyes sometimes as friends.
Yeah, that's how we practice.
Everybody should have a steely glare. It's essentially an intimidation you can make to try to break somebody else's resolve. Okay, is that the long and short of Matanga?
Yeah.
All right, Todd.
Hello, my character is Ulrich. She's a Berthunian scoundrel.
Kind of sounds like Captain America.
She's a outcast. She's wrathful. She was also sold into slavery at some point in a place called Shem. She's very agile and accurate and courageous. She's a marksman. She's cosmopolitan, embittered, and a survival.
So Conan is a 2d20 system game from Modiphius. That means the core mechanic, you're rolling two 20-sided dice. So, for example, on Austin's character sheet, Matanga, let's say he wants to hit somebody with a sword. He's got a agility of 9, and he's got 1 in melee, which gives him a target number of 10. He's rolling at base 2 20-sided dice, so he wants to roll under 10. Anything under a 10 is considered a success. You always need a number of successes to do something. In most cases, hitting somebody with a sword is always going to be, you just need 1 success and you're good. Any additional successes get turned into momentum, which is a currency the players can spend to do cool stuff. More difficult things might require 2 or 3 successes.
If you listen to our Dune and Cthulhu games, it's a similar system, but the difference I'm seeing here, in those games, you would add a skill with a talent.
Well, you do here too, but it's just
already
pre-calculated.
It's just already calculated for you on here.
We're using pre-generated characters.
Right.
So.
And I'm assuming the focus number next to the skills is your crit range. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's your crit range, and that's basically the number of ranks you have.
So my
in this.
melee is 3, so a 3 and under would be a crit.
I believe so. And that a crit is you get 2 successes.
Right.
There's also, we talked about momentum. There's also a mechanic called Doom, which is a player currency for the GM. To start out with, I get 3 points of Doom per player character. I can do things like introduce new difficulties. I can introduce new villains and enemies. Well. You can just get hit by random flying rocks.
No, okay.
So in all other 2D20 systems, it's been called Threat. And essentially here it's Doom.
Yeah, it was called Threat Nocturne Cthulhu. I think that's what it was called in Doom.
Yeah.
The famed winged rocks of Hyberia.
Yeah.
They are now. Which Doom, that's a great name for a Conan RPG.
Yeah.
The only other special note about the system, when you roll damage dice, they're 6-sided dice, but the way you determine the resolution is a little different. You don't just add up the numbers. On a 6-sided result, a 1 is worth 1 point, a 2 is worth 2 points, 3 and 4 are void, and 5 and 6 are both worth a point each with an effect. So you might have a weapon that does some effect, like it's vicious. If you rolled a 5, you'd do a point of damage, and a vicious would essentially fire because of your effect roll. If you just rolled a 2 and a 4, you'd discard the 4, and then you'd do 2 points of damage.
And we do have talents, things that affect our rolls and give us beefy things. Like one of Kellen's talents, he has no mercy when making a melee attack. Kellen can re-roll one of his attack dice.
Some of the things you can do with momentum, just real briefly, you can do bonus damage. You can break guard, which in this game, if enemy uses a defense reaction, you could spend 2 momentum to break their guard. You could do a called shot. It's 2 momentum. You could change your stance, like go prone or stand up.
Called shot. Like,
I'm going to
I'm
stab
gonna
that
hit
dude.
this dude in the eye with an arrow.
Yes, exactly like that, yeah.
Cool.
You could spend 1 for confidence, which gives you an extra die on your morale. You could disarm you can reroll damage. That's something in Conan that I don't think is in the other games. There's also fortune points. I think you each have 3 fortune points.
Yep.
And I believe those do the exact same thing as they do in the other game. You can spend 1 to add a d20 to a skill test. Up to the maximum, it counts as if it rolled a 1. You can perform an additional standard action per turn. You can recover all lost vigor or resolve. Choose 1.
Vigor's kind of hit points, right? And resolve, is that kind of like your mental points?
Yes.
Kind of how Cthulhu was?
That's exactly what it is.
Got it.
If you take 5 or more vigor or resolve damage in 1 hit, you gain a wound. If you take maximum damage, you gain a wound. If you have reached the maximum number of your vigor or resolve, you take a wound. If you have 4 wounds, you're incapacitated. If you take 5 wounds, you die.
Cool.
You can make a story declaration with a fortune point to introduce a fact or add a detail to the current scene with the Game Master's approval, of course. Any questions, gentlemen?
I
No.
think we're good.
This is the Pit of Cthulhu. Months ago, in Aquilonia, you were hired by the Lady Carissa to help her seek out the fabled treasure of Cthulhu, said to lie on one of the mysterious isles in the distant south near the Black Kingdoms. In Zingara, you chartered a ship owned by Captain Kurt Cahero, based on Patreon member Kurt Stewart. And, of course, Lady Carissa is based on Carissa Admire, also a Patreon member. Thank you, Carissa and Kurt.
Thanks.
One of you is a villain.
Kisses.
After many weeks at sea, you were nearing the island destination when a freak storm took control of your ship and dashed it upon the rocks. Now, your ship is impaled upon a spar of stone. Inside of the distant shore, wind lashing at the sails, the waves heaving, the ship is doomed and must be abandoned. You run out on deck to see Captain Kurt and his cutthroat crew have Lady Carissa in their clutches and are attempting to board the ship's 1 rowboat to escape. No doubt the captain means to claim your share of the treasure and leave you to die here on this failed vessel. The wind is shrieking, the rain is pelting against the deck, the crew are crowding around the lifeboat, some are scrabbling aboard. You hear Lady Carissa demanding they release her. They're dragging her toward the waiting craft.
Hey, hands off the ladies, you buttholes.
So the cutthroats notice you come on board. You see some of them motioning towards you, but your words appear to be lost in the storm. What are you guys doing?
Crom, count the dead. I'm going to cut off your butts.
Are you attacking?
Yeah, Kellen's attacking.
Initiative!
Yay.
Hooray!
Now, is this like the other games where we choose who goes?
It works a little bit differently. I think in the other games it alternates.
Yeah, flip-flops back and forth between PC and NPC.
So in Conan, all the PCs go first, and then the NPC goes, unless I interrupt your order with Doom.
Gotcha. Well, I think Kellen, being the person who's yelling in his Kellen way, is going to go first, if that's cool with you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine with me.
Okay.
Matanga's going to drop down from a masthead and give you backup.
All right. What is Kellen doing?
Before Kellen does anything, Ulrich lights a cigarette.
So how many guys are we looking at here, Kel?
This isn't a 300-man ship or anything.
Right.
There were about a dozen members of the crew. There are 6 that are turning to deal with you, drawing weapons. The captain, Kurt, has Lady Carissa and himself trying to avoid combat and getting on the rowboat.
Okay.
So there's 6 of the crew immediately in between you and your target, which I assume is to rescue the Lady Carissa.
Yeah, Kellen rushes in with his battle axe held high and screams, "Crom, count the cut off butts!" and swings his battle axe at the first guy he's in contact with.
Okay, so it's only difficulty 1, average to hit one of these guys.
Okay, so I'm rolling agility to attack with the axe, is that correct?
Yeah, and they're trying to raise their cutlasses to ward off your blow.
To hit, that is my agility, which would be under the melee skill, which is a 13, and I have a focus number 3, so 3 and under is a crit. Is that
Yep.
correct? Okay.
And 13 and under is a success.
Gotcha.
You're rolling 2d20.
Got a 4 and a 2, so
Nice.
three successes.
Holy shit.
Wah! So you could take 2 momentum, or you could spend some on bonus damage.
Can I hit 2 guys?
Let's see, secondary target. Yeah, you could spend 2 to hit a secondary target within reach. They would suffer half the damage. Now, you might want to see what damage you roll before you decide.
Oh, can I
Because
do that?
if you don't roll much damage, it might not be worth it.
Okay, he rushes in and he wants to cut their butts off.
So what's your damage on your weapon?
6. It's a 1, a 1, a 6, a 5, a 2, and a 4.
So discard any 4s and 3s.
It's a fat lot of damage.
That's a pretty good. Yeah, 1s and 2s are what they say, and 5s and 6s are 1s.
That's 6 total damage.
So 6 total damage, and did you get any 5s and 6s?
Yes.
You're using a battle axe. Does it have any effects on it?
Unbalanced, intense, and vicious.
So vicious, what it does is an attack with this quality inflicts X additional damage for each effect rolled. So if you rolled 2 effects, it's 2 extra damage.
I got a 5 and a 6. That's effects.
And you rolled 6 damage normally, so it's 8 damage.
Damn. And
Yeah.
and I can hit 2 guys?
Well, if you... Yeah,
That's a lot of ass chopping.
Yeah, uh-huh.
If you want to hit a secondary target, you spend 2 momentum, and another target within reach is going to suffer half the damage.
So 4.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
Okay,
Because
so-
he may not sound like it, but he is enraged right now.
Well, I mean, he sounds like it to me.
I mean,
So you're going to kill one of them and injure another.
Okay.
Do you want to describe what that looks like?
Sure. The first guy that he kills, he cuts his butt off, but he kind of does it in like a scooping motion with his battle axe. So he pretty much he comes in from the top of the lower back where the pelvis is connected to the spine area. And so he takes out his lower back, scoops forward almost to the groin, and then comes back down at the trunk of the legs, and his guts spill out through his butt cavity.
So you debutted him.
Yes. And then the second guy, he brings it back up in a fluid motion and brings the axe down and cuts off one butt cheek.
So the guy with one butt cheek, oh, my buttocks! And the other guy is, of course, not saying anything because his guts just spilled over the deck of the ship.
Yeah. I told you, hands off the lady.
So there's guts all over the deck of the ship. Everything's...
And butts.
Wind is raging. I'm going to spend a doom to go ahead and interrupt the initiative. The guy you just debutted is going to attack you. He comes in, vengeance for my butt! Okay, so I rolled a 20 and a 17. Not great for him. That is a complication.
Yeah.
So you guys just want to take a momentum?
Yeah, we'll take a momentum because Matanga is going to leap down from the mast on a rope and try to plunge his saber just in the top of this dude's head.
Okay. Well, he's already been partially debutted, so...
Yeah.
It's upsetting.
So that's just going to be a melee attack.
Yep. And you're rolling 2d20. What's your target number?
10.
Okay, just difficulty 1.
It's a 4 and an 11, so 1 success.
So, roll damage.
All right, there's a 1, a 2, and a 4. So 4 damage.
Yeah, so Matanga comes down. What weapons does he have?
A saber.
A saber, just
And a steely glare, but we're going to save that.
just comes down, the sword pointed down, just takes this guy to the deck with him. Man is completely dead.
Yes, no attacking my friends there. Thank you. Bye.
Oh, hello, Matunga.
Hey there, Kellen. Let's go kill the other ones.
I want to cut off more butts.
I want a pirate ship.
We want things. That's why we're friends.
Oh my God. This is the most wholesome Conan ever.
You know?
Todd, your turn.
Hey. So Ulrich says, "Hello, darlings. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight. Let me introduce our first performer. Last name Bo, first name Cross." And she is...
Kellen's like,
I didn't know you were going to play Judy Garland.
Right? So yeah, she's going to take a shot at one of the... There's... Should be, 4 left that are advancing on us?
Well, they've murdered 2 of them, so there's 3 left.
6 total, including the guy that's holding Carissa. Is that correct?
Yes, correct. There's Captain Kurt, but he is behind them, trying to get away.
Okay, so I'm going to shoot
James
it.
Tiberius Kurt.
James Tiberius Kurt, yeah.
So Ulrich is going to fire her crossbow at one of the 3 remaining crew members. She is going to aim first because it's one of her talents as a marksman. She can take a minor action to aim, and if her attack is successful, She will generate 1 momentum.
Okay, so
Cool.
it is going to be more difficult to aim because the ship is pitching and the wind is raging, so it's difficulty 2. So you need 2 successes.
Her ranged weapon target number is 11.
Okay.
So rolling 2d20s. Crit range is 2.
Cool.
Oh, God. That's an 18 and a 12.
Oh boy.
How much damage does your weapon do?
3.
So I'm going to spend 3 doom to have that crossbow fire off, and the wind just catches it and sends it straight towards Kellen's back.
Gosh dang.
Just 1 damage. Do you have any soak? Do you have any armor, basically?
Oh, hell yeah. My soak, my armor is 3. I've got a mail vest and a helmet, so my soak is 3.
Oh, damn.
Ta-ha!
Oh, yeah. One thing you can do on this game, you can roll randomly to see where things hit.
Okay.
That's an 8, so that hits you in the left arm.
That's cool. I shrug it off because I'm strong.
You take no damage. So it is the bad guy's turn. The 3 surge forward. That's a complication. You guys can have another momentum.
All right.
Will do.
That was against Corey, by the way. And this is against Austin's character, Matanga. That's a lot better. That is
Yeah, of course.
2 successes. Yeah, he's getting up from having landed on the other guy, and crewman comes out with a cutlass. 4 damage. That's vicious. So do you have any armor?
I have padded jerkin, 1.
I'll say.
Okay, so you take 3 damage.
Okay.
Another one lunges towards
Oh, God, darn it.
Ulrich. 1 success. 8 damage, Todd. Do you have any armor?
Lord.
My armor is 2. I have a brigandine jacket and torso/arms.
So you're going to take 6 damage. 1 more than 5, of course. So you will take a wound. That hits you in the left leg, so your wound is called a bleeding gash. Blood streaming down your leg. Make sure you record the wound. Amidst the melee, Kurt does drag Lady Carissa onto the rowboat, the lifeboat, and other crewmen start winching it down to the sea. Okay, everybody make an observation roll.
Okay.
And your difficulty is 2.
Ooh, 16 and 17.
All right. I rolled a 3 and a 2. My observation target number is a 17, and my focus is 5, so I rolled 4 successes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 14 and a 20.
Ooh.
Complication noted. I'm just going to add a doom.
Yeah.
I'm going to add my momentum.
So, Austin, the wind is howling. There is rain hitting the deck. You notice on the sea side of the ship is impaled on this big spar of rock, and beyond is the island. A massive wave rises out of the ocean and is going to hit the ship and will almost certainly destroy it. And top of the round, it's your actions.
Hey, guys.
Yeah,
We got to get off the boat. There's water coming.
but there's more butts.
Yeah, but look at the wave. Look at the wave. Let's go.
I am looking at it.
Oh, you're right, darlings. We need to get off of here as quickly as possible.
This is evolved.
So you guys gonna try to just disengage and get away?
Yeah, I think Matanga's just going to try to swan dive off the ship.
Okay, the pirates don't notice this, so I'm going to spend a doom for one of them to try to hit you with a hit as you run away, because you're within his reach.
Can I spend a momentum to just counteract that?
No, but you could spend a momentum to attempt to parry it.
Okay, I'll do that.
Or no, well, actually what it does is it gives me a doom if you attempt to parry it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, you don't have to decide. He might miss you totally.
Okay.
And he misses you totally.
Oh, okay, cool.
Make an athletics roll to dive into the sea.
Okay.
It's difficulty 2.
I'm going to spend a momentum and get another die. There's a 4, a 4, and a 13, so 2 successes.
You did
Nice.
it.
That's what you need. Matanga dives smoothly into the churning water. Corey, Todd, your turns.
Kellen is still in a blood rage. He's
A butt rage.
so one of the guys is over by Ulrich, right?
Yes.
And the other guy's between me and the dinghy.
There's 2 guys between you and the dinghy, and one of them has engaged Ulrich and slashed open her leg.
Okay. And they're lowering the boat right now, right?
They're trying to get off as quickly as possible.
Okay, so really it's just one guy trying to lower the boat if the other one is engaged.
Well, there's multiple other crewmen
oh.
that are doing stuff that are not involved in the fight. There were 5 that came out to fight you.
I see. Can I attempt to rush past the guys and vault into the boat?
Yes.
I do that.
Okay, I'm going to spend 2. They're going to
Let's get to vaulting.
try to hit you with reactions. That's a miss.
Ta-ha.
That is definitely a hit.
So I have 3 armor, so.
So 3 damage. but you have 3 armor, right?
Yeah, soaky soak.
So
Ooh.
you sprint past these guys. One of them slashes at you with this cutlass. You just dodge beneath it. The other one hits you have a mail shirt on.
Yeah.
And the armor deflects it away. You dive into the boat and land right next to the captain. He says, "Ah!"
Can I attack him?
Yeah, that was just a move. It wasn't an action.
One thing I didn't really describe as I was running, on my way there, when I ducked to miss the one guy's blade, I reached down and grabbed the cut off butt cheek. So I'm going to try to cram that into Captain Kurt's face to like blind him.
What kind of damage does a buttock do?
Yeah, it's pretty stunned. Yeah, I'm mostly trying to blind him.
Okay.
With ass.
Okay, so so you're trying to essentially stun him.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, what skill do you think applies to this?
Well, could I use Steely Glare in this situation?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, I will do that because it's mental and stun, so that would make sense. But I'm glaring as the butt closes in on his face.
Yeah.
The last thing he sees before the butt envelops his face is my Steely Glare.
Yeah, I mean it's intimidating.
Steely
Let's
Glare
see.
engaged.
I
don't want to
assume
do your dirty work no more.
I assume Steely Glare is intimidation. You roll your persuade. Then you roll damage. If you roll any effects, really what you're looking for is effects.
Okay.
And that stuns them, which they basically lose a round unless they spend Doom or Fortune to get out of it.
Okay, my persuade is a 10.
Okay.
I think I'm going to use a momentum to add an extra dice.
All right.
Okay. I don't really like those odds. 4, a 5, and a 3.
Kick ass.
3 successes.
Well, it was just difficulty 1,
Okay.
so you get 2 extra momentum.
Nice.
Your damage is 3.
Yeah. Can I use one of those momentum to add extra damage?
You absolutely can.
2 5s, a 6, and a 2.
Damn.
That's pretty good.
Roar! Eat butt, you scoundrel!
So you do 5 damage, period.
Yeah. 3 effects, so.
So essentially, you essentially throw a human butt on him, and it's bleeding.
And it's one of his buddies.
And there's some organs attached to it. He shrieks, throws Lady Carissa away, is tumbling back into the boat, scrambling, trying to get. He's essentially stunned for I think it's 3 rounds.
Okay.
He's wrestling with the butt like Bela Lugosi in Ed Wood with the octopus in the pond.
His eyes are wide. He's just, ah. Lady Carissa easily just steps away from him.
She's going to use her acrobatics to just cartwheel off of the ship into the ocean to avoid the wave.
Okay.
For my next number,
Why didn't they just do that in The Impossible? To get away from
Right?
the tsunami.
Naomi Watts.
Yeah.
Cartwheeling
Ewan
away.
McGregor's like, quick, cartwheel.
Difficulty 2.
One of Ulrich's talents is agile. She can re-roll a d20 when making an acrobatics test,
Nice.
but she must accept the new result.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're on 2d20. What's your target number?
10?
And you want 2 successes.
2 successes. Fucking hell. All right, well, she got a 2,
What was your focus?
and her focus is 2
Oh,
in
2 successes.
acrobatics. So
Re-roll
2
that
successes.
20, though.
I'm going to re-roll the 20.
Good call.
Just to, it's now a 16, but I still got 2 successes.
But that gets rid of the complication that was coming.
It does.
Yes.
So she runs, she backflips, almost hits this boom that's swinging along the side of the ship, but just cat agile twists over it and lands in the drink.
Yeah.
The 3 crewmen who had been fighting Ulrich and Kellen and Matanga, 2 of them tried to hit Kellen as he ran past. Now they just all 3 dogpile in the boat, swinging cutlasses at the barbarian, who's the only target left of them. That's 1 hit.
You guys really don't value your butts, do you?
5 damage.
Okay,
from
I got
cutlass.
3 armor, so it's down to cuts it down to 2.
Yep. And remember, you can always try to parry if you want by giving me Doom.
No.
Another hit. 6. Effect is vicious, so 7, 8 points of damage.
Jesus Christ.
So -3 with my armor.
5 points of damage. That's a wound.
Okay.
Let's see where it hit you before we give the injury. 1. Head.
Oh, no.
So,
Not hurting anything I need.
so we'll say split forehead.
Okay.
That's your wound.
That's his strongest part of his body, honestly.
Most durable. And that's a miss. So these three guys just close in, hacking with their cutlasses. One hits you in the body, doesn't do a ton of damage. The other splits open your forehead, blood streams down. You see red, this time literally. And then the wave smashes into the ship and just blasts it into smithereens. Everyone is knocked into the water. The rowboat hits the water. Carissa and Kellen are knocked out of it. Ulrich and Matanga are already in, so they're fine. Corey, you need to make an athletics difficulty 2 to stay above water.
Okay. My athletics is 12. I'm going to use momentum again to add another dice.
Okay.
It's a 5 is the only success I got.
Okay, so you fail. You take 1 fatigue. The way fatigue works is, what's your vigor?
My total vigor is 12.
Okay. So the way fatigue works is it essentially reduces your total by 1. So just put an X at the last,
Gotcha.
and your total vigor is, what'd you say, 12? So it's 11.
Okay.
If your fatigue and your vigor damage ever meet, you are incapacitated.
Okay.
No, I think it's if it equals your total vigor. So if you took 12 points of fatigue, you'd be incapacitated.
Okay.
Then after that, if you took another point of fatigue, you would die.
Okay.
Now, the only way that would be really happening is if you took but if you could drown that way. For example, if you started failing athletics rolls, take a lot of fatigue, pass out, take one more.
Or a lot of stress, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you are pulled under by the waves. So is Carissa. You see her disappear.
Can I attempt to grab her?
Right now, you have to make a resistance roll to save yourself, to not take additional fatigue while submerged.
Okay.
Ulrich and Matanga also see Lady Carissa go under.
Matanga is going to dive into the water and try to rescue Carissa and get her back into the boat.
Okay. Hold on. Corey, roll your resistance to essentially hold your breath successfully.
How many successes do I need?
You need 1.
Okay. My resistance is 12. Got a 3 and a 1, so 3 successes.
Kick ass.
Yay.
So you don't take any fatigue. You're underwater.
Is that a momentum?
Well, when I got knocked out of the boat, I grabbed the butt and I scooped it out, and I'm holding it over my head with the oxygen
Just as a
inside.
flotation device.
There's still a little bit of a pocket of oxygen inside the hollowed out ass cheek.
That's how that works.
Science.
And did we generate a momentum?
It's 3 successes, so should have got 2.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's dark all around you. There are crewmen in the water trying to swim, and there's other darker shapes beneath. Austin, you are making an athletics check to try to swim to Lady Carissa.
Yeah. It's a 4, a 6, and a 16, so 2 successes.
Okay, you swim under the waves to her. You reach out and grab her hand, and then you see this figure loom up behind her. It has large bulbous eyes, this fish-like mouth full of teeth, webbed hands. It's some sort of monstrous fish man.
Oh,
Okay.
But I do have her.
You have grabbed her hand, yes.
Okay.
Good job, Motherfungo.
But for right now, you must make a discipline check to avoid its fear effect.
One of them underwater Cthulhu's.
Yep.
Okay, so that's going to be rolling against an 8. That's my target number. 7 and a 3. 2 successes.
You're able to overcome your fear at this creature emerging from the darkness of the sea. You have Lady Carissa by the hand. It wraps its arms around her and stabs at you with this strange-looking coral knife. 1 success. 2 damage, 2 effect. Do you have armor on?
For 1.
Okay, well, it ignores that because this has piercing, so you take 2 damage.
Yow.
It slashes at you. You see another one of these coming up from the side. Todd, what is Ulrich doing? She's in the water, treading water.
she's going to swim over and attempt to stab the creature that has Carissa in the back with her short sword.
Roll your discipline to overcome the fear of these creatures.
Discipline is 9, focus of 2. One of her talents is courageous, so she can re-roll a d20 when making a discipline test. That's a 9, so I'm going to spend a momentum to get an extra die. Hey, all right, there's a 7, a 9, and an 18, so 2 successes.
2 successes.
One more momentum.
Yeah, so you're gonna stab the one that just stabbed Austin.
Yes.
Okay.
So she leaps onto its back, draws her short sword, and is going to jam it into the back of its neck. And that is a melee attack. Oh, look here, creature from the Dork Lagoon. Unhand that lady. My melee is 9, focus of 1. Fuck. Oh, shit. Rolled a 19 and a 20.
You have a wound, right? So
Yes.
the complication range is increased.
Okay.
So that's 2 complications.
Oh, man.
Fuck.
So you get more doom and then
I'm going to take 2 doom.
Okay.
Because I'm a friend.
Yeah.
So one of them is going to immediately emit this hideous croaking that you can hear
Sounds terrible.
even under the water. I'm going to spend a doom to give him another die.
Oh, good.
So that's 2 successes. Corey, you're under the water, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So this will affect all of you.
Okay. Even with my butt helmet?
Yeah, even with your butt helmet. Strangely enough,
Strapped
doesn't
to his head now.
doesn't really do anything. So I'm gonna add some extra damage die with one of my doom. So 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. That's 4 resolve damage to all of you.
For all of us.
If anybody has courage, that will soak.
Kellen has 2 courage.
Okay, so you take 2.
Okay. Which is our mental health, right?
Right.
Right.
And you're
I took my Zoloft today. I'm fine.
you
I
all
have a 1 for courage, so 3.
Yes. You all suffer a stun effect. So the attack inflicts the staggered condition. The condition lasts until the end of your next turn. You may ignore this at the cost of 1 doom. So if you want to ignore the stun, give me 1 doom.
Fuck you.
Okay, so if nobody's doing that, then you're stunned. Since you're all stunned, one of these creatures grab Carissa and disappear into the darkness. You see other of the sailors also being pulled down by similar creatures. But as you gave some fight, they back off you and you eventually make your way to the surface. They disappear into the depths. The island looms before you. You must attempt to swim to shore. Everybody make an athletics check. Difficulty 2.
My target number is a 9.
Mine is 12.
Mine is 10.
Oh, I didn't do great.
I got 1 success.
I got none.
None?
I rolled a 6 and an 18, so 1 success.
Okay. You all take a point of fatigue. You guys are trying to grab pieces of the broken ship, and then another wave just bowls you under the water.
Oh, these waves.
Everybody make an average resistance, and I'm going to go ahead and spend a doom, make it a challenging resistance, so resistance difficulty 2, or take more fatigue.
All right. I'm going to spend momentum and give myself a 3rd die because my target number is a 9.
Okay, I'm going to use a momentum too. We got 3.
I might as well take 1 too.
Let's have fun.
Let's all roll 3.
All right.
Fuck.
My resistance is a 12, so I got 3 successes, 2 3s and a 10.
I got 2 successes, 9 and a 3.
My resistance is a 10. I rolled 2 14s and an 11.
Nice. Todd, you take a fatigue.
God damn it.
Austin, you rolled 2, right?
Yeah, 2 successes.
Okay.
I got 3 successes, so we get 1 momentum at least.
Yeah, so, but
Something good came out of
all
this.
3 of you are underwater. Ulrich has a belly full of seawater. You guys are slightly closer to the shore. Make athletics again.
My apologies, fellows. Brithunia is a landlocked country, and I don't do so good in the water.
Hadn't even seen the sea before a week ago.
That's all right, my friends. Follow me.
How are we talking like this underwater?
I don't know. We're treading it.
We don't even drink water, darlings. We just eat sand.
I love fantasy lands.
So athletics again.
Okay,
If I drown you guys, I'm gonna be so happy.
All right, my athletics is 10 with a focus of 1.
Mine's a 9.
12.
How many successes?
You just need 1
Oh, I rolled an 8.
to get back to the surface.
I got a 1 and a 12, so I got 3 successes.
Ooh.
Okay.
Cool.
I mean, he is a barbarian.
He's a great swimmer.
A 3 and an 18, so 1 success.
Okay. So, but everybody passed is the
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you all claw your way to the surface. The shore is in sight. Just one more athletics test. You'll be there.
We can do it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can always, pitch different skill rolls instead of athletics.
That sounds
If
reasonable.
you're doing something different. Yeah, the barbarian, you should only do
Yeah, I
one
trust
athletics.
you, Kyle.
Yeah, no, that's wise.
What about instead of using athletics, using survival?
How does your survival skill help you?
It helps him survive.
It helps me not drown.
Sure. But what are you doing that's different from just trying to force your way with brute strength through the water?
Well, Matanga is using
I'm floating.
his knowledge of the tides to kind of stay above the water level as he swims.
That's wise.
Okay.
Quick, Ulrich, grab some seaweed and fashion it into a flotation device.
Well, I mean, there is debris from the ship.
My butt.
There's debris from the ship everywhere.
Throws it like a lifesaver.
What if I latch on to something that's floating in the water and use that to float back to the shore?
Sure, you could use that instead of athletics.
And I'll use my survival, which is a 14.
Okay.
I'm sticking with athletics.
So this is all difficulty 2, by the way.
Okay.
I'm going to use the momentum to roll an extra dice.
I'm actually going to save mine. I'm going to try to just beat a 13.
Ooh.
God fucking damn it.
Now, you do have fortune.
That's
remember.
okay. Hang on. Let me see what this looks like when I just raw dog these dice.
What's
A 3 and an 11. 2 successes.
I rolled a 1, so I got 2 successes, but I also rolled a 20.
What does fortune points do? Because I rolled a 14, which is 1 success, but I also rolled 2 20s.
Oh, no.
Oh, nice. Okay, so Todd, we'll get to you. Corey, what'd you roll?
I got a 1, so I got my 2 successes, but I also rolled a 20.
Okay, Austin?
I rolled 2 successes.
Okay, so Matanga pulls himself out of the waves, staggers up the sand, and collapses on the beach.
Yeah.
I picture he launches like a dolphin, like flopping in the air like they do. Tail a
I'm
wagging.
still swimming long after I'm on the sand.
Kellen is the same, though he is a bit more haggard and heaving. I'm just going to take a doom point for your complication.
Cool, enjoy that.
And Ulrich failed, so she gets her head above water. She feels her feet hitting the sandy bottom of the ocean. She's almost there, and then an undertow just yanks her back out to sea. Take 1 point of fatigue.
Jesus Christ.
Which is backwards vigor, right? Mm-hmm. So, row give.
You turn. I got it.
I hate you so much.
What?
Take a row give.
It's a comedy podcast. I'm dishing out gems.
Yeah, sure. You turn down. It's not an undertow. It's one of those monsters. One of those deep ones. Dragging you down.
Hey, get Carissa while you're down there.
So that's going to be worth 1 doom, but I'll take another for your other 20. So here's what we can do.
Okay.
You can buy off your complications with doom. You got 2. So
Okay.
I'm going to need 3 doom.
Oh, God.
Now, you still fail the test.
All right, take the doom.
So Ulrich panics and starts kicking this dweller of the deep in the face, and it lets go and swims off to find easier meat. That was just your athletics roll, right?
Yes.
You need to make a resistance roll
Okay.
to keep from drowning any further.
All right.
Difficulty 1 resistance.
All right. My resistance is a 10 with a focus of 1.
Yes! What did you roll?
What you got there, Todd?
I got a 3, which is 1 success,
That's what you need.
and a 20.
I
Well.
can't find any more doom.
Take another doom. Push your way.
Kyle essentially has like a Blair Witch like pile of rocks of doom over there now.
You from the beach, Matanga and Kellen see Ulrika push her way to the surface, scrambling, covered in seaweed and barnacles, just clawing her way up the beach, desperate, wild madness in her eyes.
Yeah, you can do it, Ulrich. Come on. Yeah, we would help, but no.
You guys catch your breath.
Oh, hey, Ulrich, did you get lost?
The storm starts to lessen. You can see other members of the crew across the beach pulling themselves out of the surf. The jungle beckons beyond you, and far down the beach, you see the dwellers of the deep, these sea creatures coming up out of the waves, dragging members of the crew and Lady Carissa behind them, and they disappear into the jungle. Then you start to hear drums.
Okay, wait.
From afar.
So these fish people, they live in the water and on the land?
They're like crabs.
I don't know, but maybe they're the ones that have the treasure Carissa was going to show us. Maybe we should follow them into the woods.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go cut off their old fish butts.
Yeah, I'm going. Bye.
Coming with you, my buddy.
Going by.
So Matanga is moving to follow the fish people through the woods,
Which
with
we-
the help of the screams of the people they're dragging behind them.
Yeah. Kellen helps, and he's like, "Look, on the ground, it's water. Follow it."
So we'll pick that up next time as you guys follow the Dwellers of the Deep deeper into the jungle on the island of Kutalu.
Perhaps we can find a chemist on the island and he can sell me some more cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you often find those on deserted tropical islands.
That's pretty fun. I think it's quite a bit different from the other D20 games.
Yeah, I was surprised at the differences.
I really like how they just combine the target numbers together automatically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just simplifies it.
Yeah,
I
it makes
think-
it simpler, and I love how basically just if you have a skill, you have a focus in that skill.
Yeah, it automatically shows you that. And I really liked the wound dice that showed you
Yeah.
where you got hurt. that was a fun little touch and very Conan.
Yeah, I think we'll finish the Pit of Kutalu. I think it will last one more session.
Okay.
And then we're going to play the One Ring. I think eventually we will come back to Conan, though.
Yeah.
Because I want to
I
do
enjoy
some
it.
longer stuff with this.
Well, maybe, and of course, these are the pre-generated characters. We
Yeah,
could
yeah.
actually play and create our own characters. And,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do probably a little campaign. Gosh, there's so many games to play.
I
don't when
know.
we'll
Like,
get
I
back
would
to it.
love to do a campaign of this. I would love to do Cthulhu, Morkborg. Like, all these games would be fun as shit to do
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
versions of. But we got so many goddamn games to play. But we got nothing but time because everything's going perfect in America, and there's no way that society's going to collapse anytime soon.
Nope.
So, podcast forever.
Meet you all at Barrel and Bond.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Barrel and Bond.
Pretty soon we'll be holding this podcast from a re-education facility
right.
somewhere in Kansas.
We'll all be whispering.
Yeah,
So
we're speaking through tin cans attached with strings to each other. And
all of our dice are paper, so it doesn't make any noise. We just
got to put our Patreon as somebody gives us a cigarette.
Hey, that's a pretty good Patreon.
Hey, I'm down.
So yeah, thanks for listening. This was Conan. I played this at Gen Con, had a blast.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you're back from Gen Con.
I am back from Gen Con. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. Went up there with some Patreon members.
Oh,
Colby,
how much did they have
Kenny,
to pay to do that?
$4,700 a piece.
about to say
Nice.
we need a new tier.
Yeah.
It's called Take Kyle to Gen Con.
If you would like to come with Kyle, and you will have to provide scotch,
There's a
steaks.
I have a extensive rider.
Yeah, I look forward to playing this again. So
Yeah, it was fun.
yeah, we'll be back next week with episode 2 and probably the final episode.
Yeah. Well, thanks to our Patreon members. Thank
Yes.
you to our sponsor, Barrel and Bond. We love all of you.
That's where I got the inspiration for Kellen liking to cut off butts because I saw something similar happen in there the other night.
Its original
bacapitation?
its original name was Barbarian and Bond.
And butt.
That's what it was, Barbarian and Bond. But they copyright. It'll kill you. They had to change it. Well, thanks for listening. I'm Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.